So in our attempt to avoid people, I think we found a good spot, don't you?
I agree, I do. I think we found a great spot out here. We're out here on Blue Lake State Park is where we're camping. And look, nobody next to us. We can see one other RV over there. And then there's a few people and some cars that are just hanging out, probably fishing or something.
There is an established campground here and over there and over there.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 developed campgrounds here, which is cool. Some of them are electric. A lot of them are dry. They have a brand new dump station up front everybody can use. And then you can also do lakeside camping, which is what we're doing, boondocking.
So it was $15 for non-New Mexico residents.
Yep.
Which we went ahead and just put in the pay station.
Yep.
And now we're out here virtually by ourselves. It's gorgeous.
I imagine as it gets later in the day, the people in the cars will probably leave and
Yep.
we might be out here by ourselves. This is right outside of a little town called Pruitt, New Mexico. And it seems like a really, really nice spot.
Yes.
We wanted to take the opportunity since we were leaving Elephant Butte and we had found the state park before. And then when I was looking at the route, because I wanted to see maybe we can find a new spot to go camp at. And I saw this and realized that they do the boondocking, the lakeside camping. Asked Abby how she felt about it and she was down. So here we are.
Yes.
It was a 3.5-hour drive from Elephant Butte
Yes.
to here. And our next destination, it's a little windy here. The gusts are kind of coming and going. Our next destination, I think, is less than 3 hours from here. I need to look that up. But so this kind of split the drive. We had a 6-hour drive to our next stop. And we love trying to break that up into shorter segments as we talked about before.
Yes, so we don't get grumpy.
But I think this is going to be a great site. I'm really excited about whenever the sun goes down over that hill there.
Me too.
This is going to be just a nice relaxing spot.
I think so.
The Kodiak has been doing great.
Yes.
Our onboard battery, our solar charging. So we have 2 panels up there. So we've got 400 watts of solar. We have a Dakota lithium battery. The battery itself is a 315 amp hour battery and it seems to do really well. And we have the onboard generator if we need it. We really don't run that much. We haven't yet. We've only run it once.
Yep. Yeah, we're getting better at this for sure.
Yeah. And so when you do camps like this and you're like us, you're used to having all of your connectivity, all of your appliances, your TV, all that stuff. When you come to these kind of camps, you kind of loosen up a little bit.
Yep.
And you back down on all the things that all the little creature comforts that you're used to having. So like right now, we don't even have the Starlink plugged in, because that takes a little bit of juice.
Yep.
The only thing running right now is the refrigerator. I think that's it.
Or cooler.
Oh, the cooler. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. The cooler, the fridge is set up on propane.
Right.
So it's running off the propane. It uses just a minute amount of electricity, not much at all.
I haven't looked at what the temperature is going to be tonight, but I'm going to put the window open so I can hear the water, I think.
Let's see what it's going to be.
You know it's going to be so
A high
quiet.
of 65 here today.
Okay.
Tomorrow is a high of 71. It looks like tonight it's going to be down to 41 degrees here.
All right, well, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah.
That's about what it was last night. We
Yeah.
ended up opening our bedroom windows. We didn't even have any heat on at all, and we were comfortable.
We heard so many animals.
That was awesome last night. Yeah.
It was a pack of coyotes. I think it had to have been.
There was several.
Because at first I was like, okay, that's a dog. But no, there were several and they were kind of outside of our area. We heard an owl.
The owl was really cool.
There were a lot
It was
of
a hoot
dogs.
owl.
So it was a hoot owl. So he was being very loud, and which of course I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was a great
night's
spot.
sleep.
And out here, we were just sitting here before we got the camera. There was 2 or 3 hawks flying around. We don't know what kind they were. They were sort of lighter colored, and one of them dropped down in the lake and caught a fish in front of us. It was great.
Yeah, this place is great. think I'm going to do art, babe.
Yeah,
Let's
that sounds
relax a
good.
little.
I think we're going to relax. I was hoping to get the camp stove out here and maybe cook some chili today, but the winds are going up 15, 20 miles an hour. The stove just doesn't do good with that solid wind. It likes to blow the fire out. So the next best thing is just a charcoal grill. So I think we're just going to cook some more chicken tonight because it's really easy. Grill some vegetables in there too, and just have a simple meal tonight. And tomorrow we'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be less windy tomorrow.
I was going to say we could plug the chili, do the chili in, plug it into the Blue Eddy and do the crock pot.
Crock pot chili. We can definitely do that.
See if the
It
Blue
might
Eddy
be a
will
good
run.
test for that.
Agreed.
Yeah. We're going to use the Blue Eddy for this dinner too to cook a pot of rice.
Yeah, we're going to see if
we
it
have
runs
a little
the rice cooker. Yeah.
We have a little electric rice cooker that we always use, and I just told Abby, I said, well, let's try the Blue Eddy and see what kind of power it draws.
Yeah.
So right now our onboard battery is completely topped off, fully charged. And what we do usually in the morning times when we're boondocking, I take the Blue Eddy to make my coffee, usually either 2 or 3 times. And then once the sun's up, we go ahead and we plug it into the RV. Everything charges. It charges the Blue Eddy, it charges the onboard battery, and we usually never have any kind of problems whatsoever.
No, it's been great so far.
It's been doing really well for us. Well, how about we hang out and just vibe?
Agreed.
You ready?
Of course
I think I might crack me a beer.
I'm surprised you haven't already.
I did want to walk around the site here and just show anybody that's curious. You know, of course, we were concerned about how soft it was. It does get softer the closer you go to the water there. You can see by the foot tracks. But out here, it seemed pretty good. The track that we came in on, and it gets a little bit harder the further out you go. We first pulled up right here, but it actually angles up quite a bit. So I saw that it was flat over there, so I backed up and we pulled over there. It's a little bit soft right there, but should be no issue. We have 4-wheel drive if we need to put it in that to get out of here, but it shouldn't be no problem at all. But it's pretty hard packed. Just gets a little softer out there by the water.
Barbecue chicken.
Yep. Simple and delicious.
Yes. It smells amazing. We put on a pot of rice, and he also made vegetables. We have been watching birds since we got here. There are amazing birds here.
We've counted 7 different types of birds that we have seen already.
Yes.
One of those was an eagle.
A bald eagle. It was.
There's 2 different types of pelicans that we've seen. We've seen a crow. We've seen some hawks.
There's a crane here. I call them Garys.
Hopefully we'll keep seeing lots of wildlife out here.
Agreed.
I hope to hear an owl tonight.
Me too.
We have had a great night and a great morning here at Blue Lake. Having some coffee, enjoying the warm sunlight. Beautiful out here.
Yes, it is.
How was your night?
It was awesome. The water sound, perfect.
Yep, Abby had the window open there. We could hear the water lapping on the beach.
I had to close it this morning because it was so cold.
It was a little chilly this morning. We've been doing good. We haven't, it's getting down to 30s and 40s at night. Oh yeah, there you go. You finally caught one. Look, caught a fish. Earlier when I was out here getting some stuff packed up, it dropped about in the same place, and it was one of those times that the bird couldn't get out of the water.
Like the fish was so heavy?
I think the fish was too big. It couldn't fly out of the water. I watched it for a while. I think it finally just gave up because it couldn't get out of the water. But look, it's been a great night. What we decided to do, Abby and I, is since we're here for 2 nights, we've gotten this view right here, and what we'd like to do is move up to the high campground down there on that hill. Pinion, I forget what it's called, Pinion something campground. So we'd like to move up there and get a different viewpoint of the camp and just experience 2 different campsites here.
Yes.
So we've done the boondocking here on the lake. That will be boondocking also because there's no power up there either. So we're gonna go ahead, we're just about done packing up, and we're gonna move up that way.
This has been great. What a beautiful spot.
Yeah, it's been great. It really has been good. There's been some people coming out here fishing.
I was making a joke yesterday because when we first started doing this kind of camping, or before we did it, I didn't think that I was gonna like it, and it's my favorite camping.
She admitted that to me again last night. She was a little worried about boondocking when we first started talking about doing it, but now you're enjoying it.
Well, we have a lot of creature comforts, and you get used to them on a daily, and you're thinking, oh, well, it's going to be more difficult, or I'm going to fill the tank, I'm not going to be able to take a shower, all those things. You can come up with a list, and none of them matter. Like, not a single one of them.
There's some sacrifices you have to make.
Yeah, but what are you really sacrificing?
You're not
technology.
Really, well,
like, it's fine. Like, you get to really, really be in the moment. Yeah, you get to be in the moment a lot more.
You get to disconnect, and you also get to take very quick showers.
Yes.
And it's not even how much water we have on board. It's the storage tank. The
yeah.
storage tank is smaller than the onboard water tank.
Yeah.
So you have to take quick showers so you don't overflow that. Otherwise, you're disconnecting and you're having to go down to the dump station to dump your gray tank.
I take pretty quick showers anyway, but
She does.
yeah, this has been awesome.
So I sacrifice long hot showers when we boondock.
Yes.
But it's a trade-off because we get, look at the freedom we have here.
Yeah.
We're not next to someone. The only noise we're hearing is nature out here.
It was funny when we turned the light off last night to go to bed.
It
was complete black. I mean, it was so dark. It was so great.
Yeah. Well, what do you say we finish packing?
Yep.
And let's head down the road, and we'll show you guys the drive, and we'll show you the campground up there also.
Yep.
I hope there was a few like pull-off sites up there according to the map, and I'm hoping that one of them is open so we can pull in there and get a view looking out at the lake that direction.
Let's go do it.
Let's do it. All right, change of plans.
I was gonna say, that's a face of disappointment, babe.
Well, I'm not disappointed, but we kind of go into this not knowing.
Yep.
That was where we wanted to go. I did not know. We didn't know that it was closed up for the season. That'll probably open within the next month.
Yeah.
The Pinion Cliff Campground looks like it gives you beautiful views of the lake. All right, so we can't get in there. We just checked out these sites and they're all beautiful.
Yes.
The problem is that they're very steep.
Yes.
So I think those are more suited for either a very small drivable RV or a tent.
Yes.
So this right here looks like the next best thing for us. Look how, now this is one of the accessible sites, but it's nice and flat and it's not occupied. I think we're just gonna pull straight into this site and just use this one right here.
Okay.
But we'll probably disconnect and go drive around the campground and see if there's any other sites that we might want. I just don't want to pull the Kodiak all through these campgrounds because they're tight and they're hilly.
Yep.
So I just need to disconnect so I can figure out if this is where we're going to stay or if we're going to move over here closer to the water.
Okay, baby.
Sound good?
It does.
All right, well, I'm going to pull over here then.
Okay. Those mountains over there have snow on them and they look so pretty. This is also a gorgeous view.
Yeah, it's really pretty here.
Yes.
You have the creek, I believe it's called Blue Creek, that goes down there. But we have a really nice vista looking this way.
Yes. And one thing was that we didn't have any shade in the other one. I want to sit out and work a little today. Unfortunately, it's a work day for me. And this gives us some shade.
I think this will do a great job of giving you some shade, especially in the afternoon. The sun's going to be that direction, so the Kodiak will be blocking.
But I do think that it's good to know that places like this can accommodate any type of rig.
Yeah.
If you come here and you don't have a reservation, you're going to be able to find
there's a
spot for yourself here.
There's a lot of sites here.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because I called and left a message for them and nobody ever called me back because there's nobody working here.
Yeah.
It's just a first come, first serve, self-service, what they call it. You come in, you pay the fee, you pick you a spot and you go.
I do like all the concrete pad though.
This one's really nice. You can tell this one's pretty fresh.
Yeah.
This one's probably, a year old maybe.
And I mean, the view right here, still awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Well, let's say we just set up camp right here then.
Yeah, do you think, I think we should walk in there and just take a look at that.
Oh, we'll definitely do that. Yeah, it doesn't go too far back. So we'll get set up and then we'll go do some walking then.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, so there's our wonderful campsite and we're at a real convenient place to do a couple of hikes here. So Pinion Cliff Campground, we're gonna walk down this so we can see the campsites. And there's a dam overlook trail at the end of this campground, so we're gonna hit that. There's also a trail right here that takes you down to the Bluewater Creek. And we may hit that up later, but we're gonna do this one for right now because we'd like to see this campground and the dam. I thought this was a campsite. That is a no camping sign there. I think this is just a public use overlook right here. This is our first really good look at the lake. It's pretty out here. Back that way is where we were camping on Lakeside. There's a horse down there. I believe they do have wild horses here because I read something about do not approach or try to touch or feed the horses. We're just noticing that a lot of these campsites here are pretty steep. Not really ideal for trailers. That little spot right there isn't too bad, but this is pretty washed out going into it. But that is a nice site. It is a beautiful site. This one's not bad either, 34. This is a pull-through site. That one looks pretty good, as does this next one here. That up there is site 33. This one is 32, and it looks really good. It is uphill, but I think this one's manageable. That one's not too bad either, 31. It's downhill. So I think all the ones in this camp loop are on a little bit of an angle.
Yeah.
It's not perfect for RVs, but it's certainly doable though.
Yeah. Oof.
Yep.
That's a no.
Site 28, that looks nice, but you have a really deep washout right here that you have to go through.
Not good.
And they may come in here once they open this up and, you know, kind of do some leveling, because this is still closed for the season. The horse is following us. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Do you think it's a wild horse?
I think so. I wish I could remember where I read that.
Yeah.
We did make our way up here to the Dam Overlook Trail at the end of the campground. So we're right here.
What a beautiful baby. You're beautiful.
I think we may have found the overlook. Looks like some old structure that,
Ooh-wee.
the remnants of what used to be here anyway.
Ooh.
Is it a drop?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
Not what we expected.
No, it wasn't. Wow.
Very cool.
Very. It looks like a little oasis down there, doesn't it?
It does. You can see a little shack down there. There was something right there. There was something here. So all this is long gone, and looks like the only thing left is just the dam to keep the lake there.
That is beautiful though, isn't it?
It really is. So this is Bluewater Creek, by the way, and looking on the map, I believe it actually comes in from that angle and used to come around like this. And of course they dammed it up to make the lake here. That's where we were camping last night, straight out that way. This really is a spectacular spot. Really beautiful right here, looking down at the dam. We've been looking down here trying to figure out where the water is coming through. We really can't see any water coming past the dam to create the creek, but we can see water flowing down there, which is the creek. So I don't really know, but it is a beautiful vista up here. We'll probably do a little searching online, see if we can figure out what the structures
Yeah.
were originally used for and when this was built. It's a great spot here. It's definitely worth the walk.
Yes, it is.
Some incredible views up here.
Yes.
I wonder
I
who's
wonder
buried
also.
here.
I don't know.
A beautiful spot though.
Yes, it is.
Well, that was a fantastic view,
Yes.
looking at the dam and the lake. It's just absolutely gorgeous up here, beautiful. I think we're just gonna go ahead and walk back towards the camp.
There's a lot of mysteries up here. A lot of weird, cool things.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to definitely find out more. I love that we saw the horse.
Yeah, the horse was really cool.